Hi, Dave.
I don't know.
How are you?
Good.
Do you want to update your name so that it has your full name?
No, it's fine the way it is.
Okay.
Hey, look, I'm taking this step by step. Want to
All
make sure
right.
I don't mess up anything for this meeting.
No problem. You got here nice and early. Most people probably won't show up until about a minute or two ahead of time.
Yeah, I know. But I wasn't sure I'd get through, so I thought I'd better come in early.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to turn off my camera and my microphone. Have a good meeting.
Thanks.
Hi, David.
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Reese.
Hi.
I think the agenda is longer than, to read the agenda will take more time than actually this should take this meeting, but we won't go into that.
Right.
And I'm sure David has read every word of that contract.
Well, let me just say I looked through all of it.
And we're depending upon you, David.
Well, then I will certainly vote yes.
Okay.
The contract has everything I could possibly dream for in it. So, you know.
Hi, everybody. How are you doing?
How are you?
Hi,
Doing pretty
Sam.
well. I'm doing really well. Thank you. I did want to let you guys know that I'm going to have to recuse myself from the vote, only because I didn't know until I read the packet that Anderson Brule Architects had done the tenant improvement drawings. And I used to be a principal in the firm. So I should recuse myself. Hopefully that won't be an issue.
Well, I'm sure it won't be an issue.
Well, all we need is a quorum.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay, good.
Which
Hi,
firm?
Ann, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing well, thanks.
Which firm did you say you worked for?
Anderson Brule Architects.
Excellent. Okay. Good
Yeah,
to know.
I was with them for 12 years.
Wow.
And I became a principal. I started as a marketing coordinator, low person on the totem pole. But what was amazing about that is that usually about 3 days a week, I spent more time with the principals than anybody else in the firm because it was about marketing, right?
Right.
You had to get the new project. So,
Yeah. It's a good firm.
yes, it is, definitely. They've gone on to, you know, since I left, they've gone on to do just so many amazing things. And I was proud to be a part of. My very first library project was the King Library. in
Oh,
San Jose.
nice. That's a big project.
It was huge.
Yeah. Well, I think their plans for Roseland are going to be really nice. And I'm looking forward to completing that project.
That's great. I was curious as to whether we had any schematic drawings or any renderings or anything like that.
Mhm.
It's-
We did have back before all of this other stuff happened.
Yeah.
And I know that Lana has that, but of course she's out right now. So
Mhm.
I can share that with you sometime soon, not today.
No, that's fine. Not a big deal, but I'm always just very curious because I know
Of
that
course.
the tenant improvement type work is challenging, but it also is really fun to be able to transform a space like that.
Yeah.
Jane, I thought you were on vacation.
Not yet, tomorrow.
Okay.
Jaylene, I thought was on vacation.
Yes, she is.
Oh, okay. Sorry,
No?
Deborah, did you see my email by any chance?
I don't think
Just in the
so.
past couple minutes. Just
No.
in, like 10 minutes ago, we got an email in the comments to commissioners from the local 751. I'm sorry, I'm trying to, here. From local 751 that would like to have it read into the record. But it's 350 words long, or 330, which is over the 250 limit. I'm not sure what you'd like to do.
Would you like to read fast?
No, I'd be glad to.
Cut off the last 25%.
I'd be glad to read it all if that's your decision.
Sure.
Okay.
And it's about this subject, yes?
Yes, it is.
Okay. All right, let's see. I'm trying to get my... No, it's 301.
Okay.
So, and you have everybody here that you need?
Just checking. Yes, I do.
Okay, then I'm going to call the commission meeting to order. And I will take the roll. Commissioner Cahill,
Here.
Commissioner Elkin,
Here.
Commissioner Foxen,
Here.
Commissioner Heavenridge. Okay, Commissioner Hauser,
Here,
Commissioner McKenzie. Here. Commissioner Mulford,
Here.
Commissioner Newberg,
Here.
Commissioner Parker,
Here.
Commissioner Schneider,
Here.
and once more for Commissioner Heavenridge. Okay. One absent, and I'm here. Let's see, any announcements? And how about the note?
shouldn't that be when we actually get to the matter? It's not about something that we're not considering. It's about something we're considering, so it should be read at that time, I think.
Do you have a sense, Jane, of whether it is specifically for this topic or?
It seems to be. It talks
All right.
about, the 751 is a carpenter's local. And it's talking about bidding practices.
Okay,
And
okay. And thank you, Commissioner Hauser. We will read it with item 4.1, which is to approve, wait a minute. Let's see, which is to approve the resolution awarding the Roseland Library Renovation Project construction contract to RHA Builders, Inc. And so, Anne, would you like to
read it now?
Well, no. I think we need to discuss the item and then we get public comment and then we'll have commission discussion.
Very good.
All right. We have Dave Tacheva with us here today. He's our facilities manager, and he reviewed the bids and selected the lowest bid that met all of our requirements. So Dave, would you like to say anything regarding this award?
Yes, I would. Good afternoon, commissioners. Dave Tacheva, facilities manager. We are pleased to present to you this draft motion for the commission to review and approve Ann Hammond to sign. This is our first ever public works project that has gone through this process. So it's a tremendous learning experience for us, and we look forward to doing more of them. And I am here to answer any questions after you guys have any discussion.
Okay. And do you want to make any comments before we take the public comment?
No, I don't have anything specific to say. I think we went through a very comprehensive process, and staff did a great job of looking at all the detail that is required for this project and making an appropriate selection.
Okay. Thanks very much. All right, then Jane, do you want to read the public comment?
Yes. This is regarding the Library Commission special meeting of Wednesday, January 13th. Agenda number 4.1, approve the resolution awarding the Roseland Library Renovation Project construction contract to RHA Builders. Please accept this letter on behalf of members of Carpenters Local 751, here in Local 751, which represents working men and women in the county of Sonoma. Their introduction is in addition to our other duties as a labor organization. Local 751 monitors local construction projects to help ensure that fair and open competitive bidding practices are utilized and that taxpayers get the best value for their tax dollars. This is important because the policies underlying our state's competitive bidding laws not only foster fairness among bidders, but also protect the public trust. Fair competitive bidding acts as a, quote, guard against favoritism, improvidence, extravagance, fraud, and corruption to prevent the waste of public funds and to obtain the best result for the public. end quote. Another quote, competitive bidding laws are passed for the benefit and protection of the taxpaying public, not for the benefit and enrichment of bidders, end quote. Proper enforcement of these laws results in more responsible contractors bidding and performing construction jobs, reduced instances of health and safety problems, and projects completed on time and at the highest quality and value for the taxpayer dollar. The discussion is the Sonoma County Library Commission is intending to approve the resolution awarding the Roseland Library Renovation Project construction contract to RHA Builders, Inc. Local 751 believes it would be in the best interest of the taxpayers and the Sonoma County Library Commission to pull off of the agenda the above item due to irregularities in the bid documents submitted by the apparent low bidder that require further investigation. Or if it is not possible to pull off the item from the agenda, we respectfully ask the Library Commission to reject all bids and rebid the project to follow a procurement procedure that would comply with state's competitive bidding laws. Thank you for your time and consideration of these important matters. Local 751 would appreciate notification of what steps the Sonoma County Library Commission will take to ensure compliance with the library's fiduciary responsibility to taxpayers and the state's competitive bidding laws. Sincerely, Cesar Sanchez, Labor Compliance Carpenters Union. That's
Thanks,
all.
Jane.
Mhm.
And do you know any of the details?
I don't know the details. I know that Ann Keck reviewed all of the, we've gotten a lot of PRA requests around this, this contract, and she has reviewed all of them. She did not see any irregularities that would cause such a decision to reject the bid or to start over.
Nope. Great, thanks. Any commissioner questions? And I will tell you that I have the list of participants up on my screen so I can see your hands if you raise them electronically. I think Jane is watching for the pictures of your hands to raise. So does anybody have any comments or questions? Andy, Commissioner Elkins.
Yes, thanks very much, Deborah. This is a question, I guess, for Dave and Ann. Do you have any additional information about what these purported irregularities are? And if so, can you share any information with us to assure us that, in fact, there's no reason not to go ahead?
Dave,
I would say first, since Ann certainly has said that we've had an attorney review the information, but go ahead.
yeah. Dave, do you have that information in front of you?
Well, they did not say what we were doing wrong in their.
That's all I'm asking.
Yeah. So it's hard to check if we did something right or wrong if they don't say what it was.
Okay, super. That was my question too.
Thank you.
And our attorney did not see anything.
Commissioner Schneider, your question.
Thank you. I just wondered, out of interest, was the requirement to go with the lowest bidder that met all the qualifications?
The way it's written in the documentation is the lowest responsible bidder.
Okay, that's all. Thanks.
Okay. Commissioner McKenzie. You're on mute if you're talking.
Sorry. May we ask questions about the staff report at this point also?
Yes.
This is general discussion. Okay. I had two questions. One is for quite a while we've heard about the $150,000 commitment for Santa Rosa, which my understanding was to be paid toward the lease, and $250,000 contribution from the county, both referenced in the staff report, which was to go to basically moving the library from one place to another. So I can understand the $250,000 amount, which I gather has not been received from the county. I was curious because I couldn't tell whether the $150,000 from Santa Rosa had been received, and if these were the same two amounts, these aren't additional amounts, these are the original amounts that we've talked about from these two entities all along. I believe that that's true. I wanted verification of that. And since we have been paying for the lease for a good while, I don't know if it's been a year or longer. I was curious about, again, Santa Rosa's 150,000 and whether the 150,000 we're talking about now is an additional 150 because they already paid 150 toward what we've been paying all along. So that a question about that. And then secondly, according to the staff report, we allocated $1.5 million toward this project back in December of 19. And this is an $800,000 project. So I was wondering if we could have some details about the expectation for the other $700,000 or so that we have allocated toward this project. Thank you.
The 150, we have, that's the original 150. We've not gotten a second installment from the city of Santa Rosa. And the additional monies above the 800,000 would go toward the collections and the technology. This is just for the construction.
All right, and we anticipate that the collections and the interiors and the computers will cost somewhere around 700,000.
I would think so, yes.
All right, so we have already received $150,000 payment from Santa Rosa. We anticipate another one, and then we anticipate 250,000 from the county for relocation. Just for clarification. Clarity.
My understanding is that last year when they voted to give us the 150, they did not make it an annual thing. They made it a one-time, but they indicated that they were very amenable to considering it again the next year. So I believe that's where we stand with that.
But we have gotten one $150,000 payment from Santa Rosa.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, could we add, there's also furniture and shelving and all the equipment needed. So.
Any other questions? All right.
Wait,
Yeah, Joe.
I want to get something clear. This is a bid on I guess a remodel or an upgrade of an existing building or a construction.
Correct.
Yes. And who is the owner of that building?
Guillermo Sanchez, I believe is his name.
Okay, and so we're going to be approving the payment of $800,000 to improve the facilities or the condition of a building owned by a private individual and who we're paying rent to.
Correct.
Okay. And do we have an MOU with some entity for operating the Roseland Library?
We'll be operating the Roseland Library on behalf of the city of Santa Rosa.
Okay, but the other Santa Rosa branches are owned by the city of Santa Rosa.
That's correct.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Seeing
Commissioner
no.
Hauser has a comment.
Okay, Commissioner Hauser.
Yes, I think it's already been said, but I want to emphasize the union letter gave us absolutely no specifics, and there's no basis on which we could possibly decline this. So I just think that's really important. And I think it would be good to respond to them and say, at this one time, we read the 350-word letter, but in the future, if they're going to make comments, they need to keep it to 250. We need to try to teach people that, because they may be coming back if we have other bids and things. With that, I'm willing to make a motion.
All right.
I move that the Sonoma County Library Commission approve resolution of the Sonoma County Library Commission awarding Roseland Library Renovation Project construction contract to HRA Builders, Inc. in the amount of $802,313.50 and authorizing the library director to execute change orders and additional work to that contract in an amount not to exceed $50,000.
I will second.
All right. Thank you, Commissioner Elkin. And with that, I will take the roll. Any other comments? Last minute comments?
I have a comment. I believe it's RHA Builders and Mr. Hauser said HRA, just to make sure we have it correct in the record.
Are you agreeable to the change, Commissioner Hauser?
It's RHA.
Okay.
I'm dyslexic. Stop laughing at me. You're going to get in trouble.
I am laughing with you. I'm going to take a roll. However, Commissioner Mulford has recused herself. So I will not be calling on her. Commissioner Cahill,
Yes.
Commissioner Elkin,
Yes.
Commissioner Foxen,
Yes.
Commissioner Heavenridge, are you here? Okay, not here. Commissioner Hauser,
Yes.
Commissioner McKenzie,
Yes.
Commissioner Newberg,
Yes.
Commissioner Parker,
Yes.
Commissioner Schneider.
Yes.
I also vote yes. Okay. Thanks very much. Also, I think we should probably point out that getting the points of disagreement before the commission meeting is probably a better idea than hearing it at the commission meeting. All right. And with that, let's see.
Deborah, may I make a comment? This is Andrew.
Sure, Commissioner
I just
Elkin.
wanted to thank Dave Tasheva and his team. This was obviously an enormous amount of work. I don't pretend to be an expert in all the aspects of construction projects, but comparing this with the previous agreements that I've seen for, home renovation projects that I've done, this is an exhaustive amount of detail. I can only imagine the countless hours that went into this. And I appreciate all the due diligence work that you and your team did, Dave. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Elkin. And let us note once again that this is a very unusual project for us. And one hopes that we can have a permanent Roseland library in the not too distant future. Commissioner McKenzie.
Yes, I second the Commissioner Elkin's comments to Mr. Tacheva and his team. Appreciate it very much. I would also appreciate, in reference to Commissioner Newberg's questions, especially for some of the newer people that are on the commission, that we have a bit of a summary report at our next commission meeting, which talks about this lease, how long we've had it, how much we've already spent on it, what these problems are, why it's cost $800,000 to do the renovations. I mean, there's been reasons, it's kind of been a long road on this one, but, and how difficult it was to even find any place, and then how long the lease is. And so we can kind of think about this large expenditure that we're making, how many years we expect to benefit from it. And also, I thought he brought up a good point about an operating agreement. To your point, Chair, this is a very unusual situation, and perhaps we should think about, it's the thorny issue of leases that we don't have with Santa Rosa, and this being an unusual kind of thing, some sort of an operating agreement. I think we should consider that. So I would appreciate a kind of a full staff report summary, kind of about the story of this Roseland lease and branch.
We're also going to be going over the various leases that we have in the next commission meeting. So it'll all be wrapped up together. Okay, anybody else? All right, hearing none, then I am going to thank you all very much for coming this afternoon and adjourn the meeting.
Thank you.
Take care.
Wow.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Goodbye.